Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. So, today, I'm going to hit today's video as kind of like a two-day type of post. Day number 86 and 85. We'll get into why. So, yesterday, awesome freaking shoulder day. We put up 3 plates on the shoulder press machine. Felt pretty good about that. Then we felt a little weak for our front and side raises. But either way, we still did, 27.5 pound front raises and 25, something like that, and 37.5 side raises. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Shoulders definitely overall getting stronger. I do think my side and front raises were also weaker last week on this same shoulder routine. After those overhead presses, those two are kind of down. But on my bicep and shoulder day, that's where those 2 raises are pretty heavy. We're able to do those front raises with like 35 pounds, 37.5, I think, one day. Then the side raises, we're putting up 40 and 45 pounders. So, but pretty good there. That felt awesome. Great workout. Yesterday's weight, 209.25. This morning, also 209.25. Well, a little under. Not quite. So like yesterday was like, say 209.3. Today would be like 209.1 or so. But the lines are little, and I'm blind. So it's still 209.25 to me. Now, we'll see where we wake up tomorrow morning. We're down a little more. Freaking sweet. Today, though, we went ahead and started off with our leg day. And started on hip thrust today because that was the only machine available. Worked up to our 5 plates. Crushed those sets. I tell you what, my glutes and hammies already feel kind of sore from it, truthfully. Because last week, we only did leg extensions and calf raises because our hammies felt a little too tight. And I didn't want to hurt them. But today, gnarly. And then we hopped onto the leg press. Didn't work up to anything super crazy today on the leg press. 6 plates, but good volume. 2 sets. So that felt pretty good. I actually think that's the most sets at 6 plates so far. So I will take that. And then, which also too, we haven't been doing much 2-legged leg press stuff. We've been trying to isolate them and break them down 1 leg at a time on that leg press sled machine versus the normal 45-degree plate press. So that's a plus. Then we went ahead and started doing our glute kickbacks because that was the next machine available out of what we were trying to do. And got 1.5 sets in. And I got a phone call from the insurance company from State Farm from back in April, guys. Like literally the 3rd day of starting the contest prep. We got hit on the scooter on the way to the gym. The car hit me. And it has taken all the way till now for the caseworker's assistant to contact me or coworker or whatever. I tell you what, man, State Farm, if you've got to deal with those people, man, I've had better luck talking to the IRS. It is what it is, I guess. But got some stuff figured out today. I got to go take one more picture and send them the invoice from when I bought my scooter. They'll shoot me a check for that, and at least that part of it we are pretty much squared on. The other part, we'll see about the injury portion of it. So we'll see what happens. Now, but since this phone call took like 30 minutes or so, kind of already lost the pump. Pre-workout was already kind of wearing off. Legs had already kind of cooled down some. So I went ahead and hopped in the dry sauna, and I just kind of skipped the hips, so the inner and outer flexors, and I skipped the leg extension, leg curls. But I did hit the two heavier compounds, right? Hip thrust and leg presses. So they do feel a little tender right now while we're getting these steps in. Now, while we're in the dry sauna though, man, it's the weirdest conversations that happen in the dry sauna these days. So, yesterday, I'm sitting there and there's these three younger kids talking about going and partying and getting tickets for that, and their dad getting them tickets for this, and going to their friend's beach house over here and whatnot. And one of them talks about, yeah, you know, I've only got 2 more years of college, finish my bachelor's in business, and then I get this CFO seat or something or whatever at his dad's freaking company. It's like, what? Like, while I'm sitting there, these kids just kind of amaze me about, like, they kind of literally know nothing about life other than just chasing tail. That's all they could talk about was surfing, chasing tail, and drinking. And I was like, man, like, some people just live in a whole different reality than the majority of the world. And it's just the wildest thing to see it. And then today, I'm sitting there and I'm talking to a random gentleman. I've never seen him before. And he was talking about his ankle and like an injury and stuff and trying to rehab it and everything. And then we talk about like hydration and some basic supplement stuff and like what's in our pre-workouts and all this stuff, right? And find out he's got a YouTube channel too, so we swap our channels, start following each other, which is super cool. You know, like, that's awesome. You know, we got to support creators, you know, and if we can support each other, that just gets us even further, right? And we're just kind of chit-chatting and stuff, and turns out his wife is, I believe he said, a neurologist, and I believe that's what he said, but something to do with like vision, eyesight, stem cells, something like that. But she might actually be part of the whole stem cell program that can have the chance to fix my eye. So that's just the wildest thing, to just random conversation with a guy, and hey, my wife might be involved in that type of stuff. It's like, what? Like, you never know who you're sitting next to, type of thing, right? Like, not only on like what that person might be going through in their life, like has somebody died, are they grieving, are they happy, did they just win the lottery? Like, there's that stuff, right? You don't know if they're depressed, war vet, PTSD, if they're struggling, or all of that. But then there's also just the, like, what is their random influence in life on other people, right? Like, this dude was just talking about doing MMA and chilling. And then it's like, yeah, you know, like, my wife helps all these people. It's like crazy to think about, like meeting one random stranger has the ability to impact somebody else's life in a way that you probably may never like foresee, right? And like, what's the crazy circumstances that have to take place to line up on that one random moment, right? It's like just weird stuff. I was just thinking about that earlier afterwards on the ride home on the scooter from the gym. Was how many times does somebody run into somebody that has like a life-changing effect on a person? Because I don't think everyone ends up in that like situation, right? Like, I can't say everybody in life will ever experience somebody that can change their life. Even just meeting them, even if like their life isn't changed or anything, just the probability of meeting somebody that can change somebody's life has got to be super low. So it's just one of those random things. But basically, you know, got to treat everyone nice. By doing so, you can always make someone's day better. And it's kind of weird, you know. I would say in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think I've had more random conversations and encounters at the gym than I probably have the entire time I've ever been working out. So I don't know if like my face has changed, or like my demeanor in the gym has changed, or if I just randomly seem more approachable, or what, or if people are just now just becoming more involved in their surroundings. Because I mean, granted, also too, you know, I'm blind. I may not notice somebody even trying to get my attention. So maybe people are just a little more forward, and so now it's noticeable. But who knows? It's an interesting experience. So, but it is real cool. Mike seems like a real chill dude. Man, tell you what though. But tomorrow, gonna hit the gym and everything, but I'm gonna be on a little truncated timeline. So that's why today and tomorrow's video is gonna be in one post together tonight. Because one of my friends that, you know, talking about this weird topic, you know, I met him online gaming shortly after I ended up on disability. And we've been playing video games together now for a long time. So I wouldn't say shortly after I ended up on disability, because I didn't start gaming right away. I started gaming about 9-ish years ago, and I've been on disability now for 13, so maybe 10 years ago. About 10 years ago, I'd say, is when I started gaming. I probably met him about 9 years ago online. And funny enough, you know, there's another buddy I met too a few years later after that. About, I'd say 4 years ago I met him. My other buddy named Kyle, who lives in Georgia. And last year I went down and stayed at his house for like 3 months, helping him do a bunch of house repair stuff, and you know, got to hang out with him and his wife and his 2 sons. They just had another baby. Got to try to plan out a trip down there later this year. I think is what I'm thinking I might have to hit him up about after this contest prep is over. So I do kind of miss him and the family. And then, but anyways, tomorrow, gonna go hang out with my buddy Mason, who I've known now for like 9 years. And just a few months ago, with moving to Florida, I actually got to hang out physically and meet him for the first time in real life. And man, it is the coolest thing getting to meet people that have talked to online for, you know, almost every day of the week for years at a time. Like, you already kind of know their personality, you know what they think in life, their politics, their all that stuff, right? So, you already know kind of how to act around them accordingly because, you know, obviously people have disagreements on certain things and you don't have to agree on everything to be someone's friend. And, you know, you just got to share 1 or 2 things in common and you could be friends. But it is, I'm going to hang out with him tomorrow and we're going to go to the casino. So, don't know how long we'll be there for. I'm just going to bring $100. Don't really have much to spend on entertainment because that's the way I look at gambling is, you know, you're spending that money to be entertained. The same as if you go to the movies, you go out to eat or whatever, you're spending that money for something. I don't expect to ever win. If I do, great. If I leave the casino with more than the $100 I go with, awesome. But you can't expect to leave a casino with money. So if you're going to the casino with money you can't spend, oof, I don't know. It's not a great idea. But a little bit here and there ain't gonna hurt no one. But with that, guys, you know, just enjoy little things in life. Enjoy meeting people. I'm starting to kind of feel that way a little more and more. I'm not so much stuck in the I hate everybody, knowing everyone doesn't get you anywhere type of personality. That makes sense. So, but make sure you're out there working towards your goals, get your stuff done. Most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.